welcome back to By the Way. BBC has announced that they will be releasing a season 5 to the beloved series Sherlock. So we thought it would be best to look back on the Sherlock series as a whole. Today we're going to focus on the drawbacks of season 4 and why it was not well received by the audience. The first 3 seasons of Sherlock was so splendidly done that the fans for the series grew in large numbers worldwide. The writers were applauded for this amazing work they did with the series. And of course, it goes without saying that the casting too was just awesome. Benedict Cumberbatch was indeed the best Sherlock they could get. And so, the fans were pretty excited for the release of season 4, especially because they couldn't wait to see what amazing spectacle awaited them this time. But sadly, we were all vastly disappointed. We will look into the season episode by episode and try and figure out what exactly went wrong. So without any further ado, let's begin. Now the first episode hit a bumpy start because it was too fast paced and different in the total style of the series, with way too much technology being pushed on screen. In the first part of the episode, the name Jim Moriarty is being mentioned over and over again as a potential threat, not in this episode but probably in one of the future ones. The mentions are too much that at a point it just feels like Sherlock is being paranoid. The second half of this episode turned into a cheesy Hollywood action movie franchise, where Mary Watson is apparently James Bond. The whole episode is just the backstory of Mary Watson and how she was a spy, and nothing about deductions or investigations or, the normal Sherlock stuff. There is a lack of genuine detective work felt, and the whole episode is just a bunch of plot reveals making it look like a thriller on Mary Watson. And in case anyone forgot, it is named Sherlock and it is supposed to be detective work. The part that really hurt the fans is that Mary Watson was just being used as a plot device rather than an actual character. In the sense, the entire reason for reveals on her past is to make her ready to take a bullet for Sherlock. In shorter terms, her past was talked about just so she could die. And the reality of the situation is not felt truly because Watson, who was an army doctor, does not even try to help her. And of course, her loss is not felt or respected properly because of the red-haired girl that Watson spots on the bus. Plus, John Watson blaming Sherlock for the death of Mary was strongly accused. A fan said, "John Watson would never do that. I mean, he was there to witness what had happened. Yes, he's an emotional man, but he's not an idiot." Although Toby Jones makes a great anti-hero, from the beginning of the episode, the suspense is lost, because we are already told that he is a serial killer. By doing this, they took away any sense of drama or thrill 30 minutes into the episode. Although the scripting and directing of this episode was really good, there were a few flaws that disappointed the fans. In the last scene, after Sherlock tricks the serial killer into believing that he wanted to die so that he can finally know that he was right, he manages to get a confession out of him. But here is the part that hurts. After confessing when Coverton tries to suffocate Sherlock to death, Watson saves the day by breaking open a locked door with a fire extinguisher. So basically, the most thrilling and climatic obstacle in this episode is a locked door. And the fact that Sherlock now has the power to know exactly what a person would do weeks before is just bad writing. In short, the lying detective had no suspense whatsoever, and Sherlock's skills was a bit too overpowered. The final problem was the biggest disappointment in the entire series because of numerous reasons. First off, this episode took Sherlock from being a detective story to a typical Hollywood horror/thriller movie, and technically that's not what we paid for. Yes, we get it, Euros is a psycho, a good one too. The actress did do a great job in owning that character. But at the end of the day, it just isn't Sherlock. In the books, this is the part where we see that Sherlock is also a human with emotions and is not a deducting robot as he usually presents himself as. And this was supposed to be the most beautiful moment in the entire series. But the writers ruined it. Another disappointing fact is that BBC had been rambling about the return of Jim Moriarty for more than 3 years. So fans were actually expecting him to make a grand reappearance. But that did not happen. Instead, he got a 3-minute screen time, which was utterly disappointing. Then comes Sherlock's dog, Redbeard, which he later finds out is his best friend. Now, even if that concept was good, the implementation of this concept was tragic. The episode shows a dog ball with the name Redbeard, which makes us ask, if he was his best friend, why then did he need a dog bowl to eat? And of course, the part which triggered most fans is the little girl in the plane with everyone else sleeping. The episode had started with that, creeping the hell out of all its viewers, and then at the end they're gonna be like, nah, we were just messing with you. Again, very disappointing. Well, that's all for today's video. Did we miss any important detail from the series? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like what you see in this channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon to turn on notifications. Thank you for watching. This is By the Way. Peace.